Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Power Plays Palace. I'm your boy Jay Boogie, and we getting ready. So let's not hold this thing up. All right. So, whether you're looking for a breakout, reversal, or scalp, I got a full trade plan that I plan on looking at and using today. So let's break it all down. So yesterday, SPY gave you a wide range with a high of 639.85 and a low of 630.77. Today, we got down in the pre-market to 626.86, and we've seen a pre-market high of 629.83 and a pre-market low of 624.83. So right now we're operating in a range, and these levels are going to probably define our zones for the day. So as you can see on the chart here, yesterday was very eventful. SPY went up and came back down. SPY went down, up, back, up. And then at the end of the day, this thing went haywire all the way down. And then overnight, we got us a nice little gap. I'm finna to right now remove some of these. Lines out the way. Okay. So from overnight to there, we see a gap. See that gap right there to there. Slightly adjust that. We see that gap, and we see in the pre-market where we dipped down, made it a little low with our pre-market high, which is what that is at the moment. So we can switch that to that. Oh wow, we'll put it way up though. But so here we go, looking at our chart. Now, from yesterday, you can see that the bullish setups. Hold on. So from yesterday's chart, you saw what we had set up. Well, the bullish side of this didn't really hold up. Now, it was some up and down movement. But on the bearish side, you covered all these areas and then some. And the reason the bullish side didn't react the way we wanted it to is because there was a lot going on in the market. And the tariff talk started back up. And I believe that's solely responsible for what happened this morning, because overnight, tariffs were imposed on a lot of trade partners. I think 15% across the board, and you had 30% some places and 40% some places. So you had tariffs impact that. And so if you played yesterday off of this, you could have played those puts all day and you would have generated a profit. You had an opportunity here at 11:20 on the initial drop to play it all the way back up. All the way back up here to around the 638.69 area, and you could have did that. You could have played all the way back up here, and then from there, look at this, 631, pull back 635 area, boom, 631, 630. Then we had a new low, but that was at the end of the day. So yeah, it could have been a beautiful day if you're playing off the news. So let's look at the chart for today. So right now, based off the current levels, we're going to be looking at our setups. So our support area is going to be 624 to 626, and our current pre-market price 626.86. With our resistance zone 628.50 to 629.83, and we're gonna look, if it gets the moving, possibly get back up to yesterday's high 639.85. But if we drop below 624.83, that becomes our breakout zone. If it drop below 624.83, that'll be the breakaway zone, and for you to play puts. Okay, so let's jump to our bullish setup. If the SPY holds above 626, I'm watching for a long entry around 626.86. If it stopped below, with my stop below 624.83, my targets will be 628.93, 629.83, and 631. If SPY drops below 628.50 and 629.83 after it rejects it, because it's going to go up there possibly. But if it goes up there and it rejects it, then you're going to have to, then that's the area where you look for the shorts. And you just want to do that to be safe. SPY had a big drop this morning, so you want to be safe. That was a huge gap down. There was a big drop overall from yesterday. Pre-market high was 641, and with it being down 626 right now, that was huge. And then with all the news and tariffs and the trade stuff going on, so you're gonna have that going on. So you put your stop at 630 on those puts if you're gonna buy puts, and you're gonna target 626.86, 626, and 624.83. That means that's a full rejection from back down to a pre-market low for today. And then if you want to scalp it for calls probably above 629, that's what you'll be looking at. And if you're going to short it, probably below 626. Just to be careful if you're scalping, like you said, you're going to be moving in between a few stock prices here and there. You probably get, most people scalping SPY, man. They probably holding that for like, 50 cents, $1? I don't know, man. People scalping the SPY, that's a huge price target. So make sure you're looking at the price and not guessing, man. The price will kind of tell you some things. This is not financial advice. This is just some things that we use and strategies that we use and technical analysis that we use over at Power Plays to try to make a daily profit in the market. So do not take this as financial advice. Take it, and if it can help you, then you use it. If it can't, then you don't. But, that's based off the way you trade. You might not trade like this. So I tell you what, watch them levels, watch the news, and be careful with the SPY. Also, I want you to look at this video. If you like everything you see and you think it's helpful, and you want to be a part of what we do, you can come over to Power Plays, our Discord, and you can like and share the video that somebody that you might think want to hear this or see this. And we'll greatly appreciate you for listening, and we hope you have a beautiful trade day today. We out.